elderly envy the younger. Those likewise who have spent much on the same thing, envy those who have spent little on it. It is also evident what the things and persons are in which men of this description rejoice, and in what manner they are affected. For as those who are not thus affected are pained, so those who are so affected are delighted with contrary circumstances, i.e. they rejoice when they possess the good which those are deprived of who resemble themselves. Hence, if the orator disposes the judges to be affected in the same manner as those who are envious, and if he shows that those who implore pity, or desire to obtain a certain good, are such as we have said those are who are envied, it is evident that they will not obtain pity from their masters. CHAPTER 13. It is likewise from hence evident how they are affected, who are emulous, and of what kind of things and persons they are emulous. For emulation is a certain pain arising from the apparent presence of honourable goods, and which he who emulates may possess, as falling to the lot of those who naturally resemble him ; so that he who is emulous is not pained that these goods are possessed by another, but that they are not possessed by himself. Hence emulation is equitable, and is possessed by equitable men. But envy is a depraved thing, and is possessed by depraved men. For he who emulates prepares himself through emulation for the attainment of good ; but he who envies endeavours through envy that his neighbour may not obtain some good. It is necessary, therefore, that those should be emulous who think themselves deserving of the good which they do not possess. For no one thinks himself deserving of things which appear impossible to be obtained. Hence, young men, and those who are magnanimous, are emulous. Those likewise are emulous who possess such goods as deserve to be possessed by illustrious men. For these are riches, numerous friends, dominion, and the like. For as they think it fit that they should be worthy men, they emulate the worthy who possess similar goods. Men also emulate those whom others think deserving of good, and likewise those whose ancestors, or kindred, or domestics, or nation, or city are famous, are in these things emulous. For they think them to be appropriate to themselves, and that they are worthy of these. If, however, honourable goods are the subjects of emulation, it is necessary that the virtues should be things of this kind, and likewise such things as are useful and beneficial to others. For benefactors and good men are honoured. Those goods also, which are enjoyed by those who are proximate to us, are the subjects of emulation, such as riches and beauty, which are enjoyed more than health. It is evident, therefore, who those persons are that are the subjects of emulation. For those who possess these and such like things are emulated. But these are the above mentioned particulars, such as fortitude, wisdom, and dominion. For rulers have the power of benefiting many. Generals likewise, rhetoricians, and all who are able to effect things of this kind are objects of emulation. This also is the case with those whom many wish to resemble, or of whom many wish to be the familiars or friends, or whom many admire, or whom they themselves admire. And likewise with those whose praises and encomiums are celebrated by poets, or the writers of orations. Men, however, despise those who are deprived of these goods, and who are defiled with the contrary vices. For contempt is contrary to emulation, and emulating to despising. But it is necessary that those who are so affected as to emulate certain persons, or be emulated, should despise those who have the evils opposite to the goods which produce emulation. Hence, they frequently despise such as are fortunate when fortune is present with them without honourable goods. And thus we have shown through what particulars the passions are ingenerated and dissolved, from which credibility is derived. CHAPTER 14. In the next place, let us show what the manners of men are according to their passions, habits, ages, and fortunes. And the passions indeed, I denominate anger, desire, and the like, concerning which we have spoken before. But habits are the virtues and vices, and of these also we have spoken before, and have also shown what the objects are which every one deliberately chooses, and what the actions which he performs. The ages are youth, the acme of life, and old age. But I call fortune, nobility, wealth, power, and the contraries to these, and in short, prosperous and adverse fortune. Young men therefore are prone to desire, and prepared to accomplish what they desire. Of all the desires pertaining to the body likewise, they are especially addicted to venereal pleasures, and are intemperate in these. But they are mutable, and rapidly become fastidious in their desires. They also desire vehemently, and quickly cease to desire. For their wishes are acute, and not great, so that they resemble the hunger and thirst of those that are sick. For they are likewise prone to anger, are precipitately angry, are prepared to follow the impulse of passion, and are vanquished by anger. For in consequence of their ambition, they cannot endure to be neglected, but are indignant if they conceive that they are injured. And they are indeed ambitious, but they are more desirous of victory. For youth aspires after transcendency, but victory is a certain transcendency. They are also more desirous of both these, i.e. honour and victory, than of riches. But they are in the smallest degree anxious about wealth, because they have not yet experienced the want of it. As it is said in an apothegm of Pittacus on Amphiaraus. Young men likewise are not malevolent, but ingenuous, because they have not yet beheld much depravity. They are also credulous, because they have not yet been deceived in many things. And they are full of good hope. For in the same manner as men are heated who are intoxicated with wine, so young men are naturally hot, and at the same time they are full of good hope, because they have not yet been frequently frustrated of their wishes. They also live for the most part from hope. For hope indeed is of the future, but memory of the past. But with young men the future is long, and the past short. For in the morning of life they do not think that they should remember any thing, but hope all things. They are likewise easily deceived, for the cause already assigned. For they easily hope. They are also more brave, for they are irascible, and full of good hope, of which the former causes them to be fearless, and the latter confident. For no one who is angry is afraid, and to hope for some good produces confidence. They are likewise bashful, for they do not as yet apprehend other things to be beautiful in conduct than those in which they were instructed by law alone. And they are magnanimous, for they are not yet rendered abject by life, but are unexperienced in its necessities. And magnanimity consists in a man believing himself to deserve great things. And this is the province of one who entertains good hope. They likewise prefer beautiful to profitable conduct, for they live more from moral precepts than from reasoning. But reasoning is directed to that which is profitable, and virtue to that which is beautiful. Youth also is a lover of friends and associates more than the other ages, because it rejoices in society, and does not yet judge of any thing by its utility, so that neither does it seek for advantage in friendship. Youth likewise err in every thing in a greater degree and more vehemently, contrary to the precept of Chilo. For they do all things too much, since they love and hate too much, and in a similar manner with respect to every thing else. For they fancy and strenuously contend that they know all things. And this is the reason why they exceed in all their actions. They also injure others from insolence, and not malevolently. And they are compassionate, because they apprehend all men to be worthy and better than they are. For by their own innocence they measure others.